Welcome back to another video. My name is Tom and this is Tom's Toys 95. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and a video game collector, and in these series videos I like to document my eBay journey with you. So I'll go through everything that I've sold this week. I'll tell you exactly where I got it from, how much I paid for it and how much it sold for, and at the end of the week we go over all of the sales and I'll tell you all of the profits and show you how much I made. Now be sure to stick through to the end because there's a really nice PS1 sale that you're not going to want to miss. Without further ado, let's get into this week's episode. So my sales start from Saturday morning through to Friday night, and we're going to start Monday morning where I show you what sold over the weekend. Enjoy. Morning guys, it's Monday and I made 3 sales. Now 2 of them are cheap sales and one of them is a really good sale with some really nice profit. So the 2 cheap sales, both of them I've bought for my collection and they are essentially condition upgrades, and these are the ones that were getting upgraded. Therefore I never bought them with the intention to make a profit. I bought them for myself, for my collection. So the fact that one of them I've only made like £1, maybe £2 profit, and the other one I think I worked out I lost 41 pence after postage, I'm not too fussed about that because, as I said, I've upgraded my collection and got better copies. So the first one was Deus Ex Human Revolution on the PlayStation 3. This is the augmented edition. Now it does come with some cool stuff. I think you get the game is in there, and you get, I think, the usual stuff as well as a bonus DVD, some content, the game obviously, and then you get the artwork. So it's like the design work, so pretty cool. Comes in a nice box. It's not the best collector's edition I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the worst. Now this was £6 from CEX, and my copy, as you can see here, had some rough edges, and I found a really nice clean copy from CEX for £6, so I've upgraded that into my collection and Frankensteined the worst copy together to create this one, and that has gone for £7 on an offer plus postage. So I think I made £5.59 altogether after postage, so not too bad. I've only lost 41p, but I've paid that 41p to upgrade my copy, so I don't mind that at all. The next one is another one similar where it's Karaoke Revolution. This is for the PS3 collection that I'm going for, and originally I hadn't seen this anywhere in the UK, and I found this on Facebook Marketplace for £5 probably about 2 years ago, and at the time it's going for around about 15 quid. So this was the T-rated versions for teen. This is the ESRB logo, so this is a North American copy. So I have purchased since a PAL UK copy, and as a result I no longer need this in my collection. This has been listed for £8.99 with free postage, so after fees I think I've only made about £1.50. So again, don't really mind with that because I never bought it to sell on eBay. I bought this for my own collection, so the fact that I made a little bit of profit and I've managed to upgrade it to the one I want, I'm happy with that. So on to the first proper sale of the week, and it's a pretty good one. It's a Harry Potter book, and it's a first edition but 16th print. So this is the copy of the book. So it's got the original Dumbledore on the back cover. So there's 2 different designs with the Dumbledore. There's also a different price point. So some of them changed to £5.99. The originals were £4.99. Always look for Bloomsbury as well. These sell really well. And then if you look in the front cover, I'm not an expert on this, but if you look in the front cover, one way to tell that it's a first edition is it says Joanne Rowling and not J.K. Rowling. So you should be able to see on there it says Joanne Rowling. It counts down from a certain number. So if it was the first edition and the first print, it would say 1 to 10 and it would count down all the way to 1. And 1, the last number you see, is what print it is. So mine goes down to 16, but if it went down to 2, it'd be second print, 7, 7th print, etc. So I don't know how well you can see that there, but it goes down to 16. Originally released in 1997. This version was released in 1997. As I said already, it says Joanne Rowling, not J.K. Rowling. Therefore, this is a first edition, and it is the 16th print. So that has gone for £55 on an offer to someone in France. Now it's not in the best condition, but because it's the first edition and the 16th print, that has gone for a good strong price. So I need to make sure that is well wrapped and gets there in one piece. So those are the 3 sales. I'm going to go and get those wrapped now and posted on my lunch break. Alright, I've just got back to the car from CEX and I made a few pickups now. There's nothing to sell on eBay. They're all for my collection, but over the weekend I went through my PS3 games, and as most of you know, I'm going for a full PAL UK set. Now I've got a spreadsheet and the only one I can find has all the European games, so I filtered it, removed all the European games. There's loads of like different countries of buzz. There's SingStar games that are only in certain countries and things like that. I'm not going to hunt those down. They're like £30–40 each with postage and import fees and stuff, and it's just not worth it for a game I'm never going to play. So I'm going for a UK set. So I've removed what I think is all the European ones, and I'm left with a list of about 1,100. I think there's like 4 or 5 games on there. So I have approximately 815. So what I've done is I've removed all of my duplicate games, anything that is kind of like a variant cover or a Game of the Year edition or a bonus edition, anything that's not the standard vanilla case, then I have removed, and I'm going to put those in a separate part of my game room. But the actual standard covers and the standard discs, there's 915 of them. So what I might be doing this year is a bit of a challenge, and now I've sort of compiled the list and got a definitive answer, I'm going to create sort of like a checklist and print it off, and then maybe do a series where I look for like a rare game, and if it's in a local proximity of where I'm located, then I might go and travel there, try and find that game, check out the condition. If it's in good condition, buy it, but also I can see what else I've got while I'm there, and I might be using my like eBay profits as a way of doing that, so the games then become kind of free. Anyway, I've got a bunch of games, and I just thought it'd be interesting to show you what I've got. There's nothing great in here, it's all fodder. I do apologise if there's anything here that's like boring or not great, but I went through my collection, and a lot of games that I thought I had a lot of shelf filler, a lot of fodder, that I was like, yep, got that, I didn't have for some reason, so I thought I'd go through them now. So the first one is Dance on Broadway. This was just £1. All of them are complete with manual. Because they're so cheap, if they don't have the manual or anything like that, then I don't bother buying them. I'll just wait for another copy to come up. This one, I've got the limited edition version with the slipcover, but not the standard case, so that one is £1.50. Then we've got Disney Sing It Pop Hits. Again, another one I thought I had, but apparently I didn't. That was only £1. I know for a fact I've got this game, but I just could not find it. I don't know why it's not on my shelf, but I just don't have this game for some reason. So that was £4, so Time Crisis 4. Then we've got Virtua Tennis 2009, another game I could have swore I had, but again, just £1, so I don't mind getting that. Then Tiger Woods 08, there was a really scummy copy on the shelf I was debating picking up, and I was going to clean it up because the cover art wasn't damaged, but the case was all grubby. But then I found a nice clean copy in a different section, so picked that one up for just £1. And the last one is Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior. Now I pulled out all of the variants and put them in a stack, and I haven't gone through the variant stack yet, so that way when I compile the spreadsheet for that, I'll know what variants I have, whether to pick that up or not. And I found this one, and I'm sure this was one of the games that I did have, but I removed the variants from the collection when I put them back on the shelf. As I just mentioned, I haven't gone through them, so I think I may have this one because this is like the limited edition version. But for just in case I didn't, I thought I'd pick this one up anyway, and if I do, I might just put this on the shelf as it is. But I noticed I didn't have this one yesterday when I went through them. So that was £4. That was the most expensive one, and that comes with the manual and some bonus content, and that's all nice and complete. But yeah, that's all I've done. Went to CEX, picked those up. Nothing to sell, unfortunately, but if anyone's interested in the PS3 collection, then those have gone in the collection now. So we're probably at around, if I had 9.15, I think it was, then we've got another 7 to add to the collection. So we're well on our way now. There's under 180 left to get, so I'm thinking of doing like a series. So let me know in the comments below if you think it'd be good to do a PS3 hunt series. Hey guys, it's now Thursday and I've got 5 items to get posted. Now I didn't do a postage run yesterday, which I usually do Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I didn't do one yesterday because I only sold 2 items, and I thought I'd wait a bit in case anything else sold. We sold 2 things yesterday and 1 more thing overnight, so I've got 5 items, and one of those items is a massive sale, probably my biggest sale in a long time, so I'll save that till last. The rest are all pretty cheap items, and if it wasn't for the big sale, it'd be a fairly dismal week. But made a few game pickups and other stuff, so it's not been too bad. However, this one sale is a really good sale, and it's going to help me out massively, so I'll save that to last. But in no real particular order, I'll go through the other sales. So we've got this new look blouse type dress. This was off my girlfriend, she was giving it to charity. It's still got the tags, brand new, and it was originally £22. So I think she paid 11 for it by the looks of the tag, but it was going away for free, so I might as well take that. So that was £8.50. So the next item is this Disney Princess doll. Now I believe it's from Frozen. This has been listed on my store for a very long time, and it's sold for £4.30. I only paid 50p for it from a car boot. If you press the button, I don't think the batteries are working, or I took the batteries out, but it does sing. But that is about it. Nothing else to it. It's been listed a very long time, and I'm just glad to see it's gone. I think if you get a bundle of the Disney Princess dolls, they can sell for quite a lot of money if you get enough of them, or you pay, you know, a good price for them. But with that one, that was not worth the time that it's taken to sell. The next one was a bit of a random purchase as well from the car boot. These are like freebies that were given out at some sort of restaurant, I believe. And these are Miffy, I think they're like it's a headband. And then there's these little like Velcro, or should I say hook and loop, because Velcro is trademarked and you're not allowed to put that in your eBay titles. So just a random fun fact for anyone: if you try and sell Velcro shoes or Velcro items and it's not made from Velcro, you can actually get like penalised for that, or they won't put the listing live. So you have to call things that are like Velcro hook and loop. So I don't know what these are. They're obviously not going to go in your hair, but that's like a hairband, and then those just go on your clothes or something. But these are from a restaurant called Hey Delau, and they are Miffy. So those are gone for £8.45. So the next items that I sold were these Super Nintendo Entertainment System coasters. Now I picked these up from Boots probably about 2 weeks ago in their sort of New Year clearance, and it was 50% off. They were £7 and I paid £3.50 a piece. So I picked up 4 packs. Actually, I think I picked up 5. One of them was ripped, so I opened it, and I was either going to sell them individually or I might actually keep them. I'm definitely going to keep the Zelda one, but those are pretty cool. So those have gone for £8 plus postage, so probably about £4.50 profit. Obviously, I've got to take fees off, but I picked up 4 of them. It's one listing, they're brand new, take front and back photos, easy done. So minimal profit, but minimal time to list as well. Now then, the last big sale. So this one came in last night. Someone sent me an offer and we bartered a little bit. So it was up for £200 and it was a bit of a whim. I don't know the price on this. I made my own price. It got a lot of watches, so that kind of indicated to me that the price was there or thereabouts. If it was ridiculous, I could have reduced it, but it got a lot of watches and a lot of traction, so I kept it up at that price. And someone sent me a message asking if I'd do 150, and I said, can you do 175, as I've got fees to pay. He did actually say that it's free for sellers on eBay, no fees anymore. And I obviously explained that I'm a business seller, and eBay like to charge business sellers, but not the normal people that are selling on there. But anyway, that's a different story. So we did 175, and I think he's going to get this graded. So it is a video game item, and I picked this up from a car boot, and it was 25 quid. And at the time, to be fair, I think even 25 quid might have been a bit of an overstretch. The game itself was always like a £3 to £5 game. Wolverine and Deadpool came out in the summer, and Blade, which is the game, I've just spoiled it for you. So Blade is a character that was in Wolverine and Deadpool, and therefore the price of the games went up. Wolverine, Deadpool and Blade all went up. So this was probably like a £15 to £20 game at the time opened. So to find a sealed copy was pretty cool, and as a result I've asked for an inflated price and it's gone for £175. Now this is a sealed PS1 game. There's a very slight nick on the seal there, and there is some residue where there was a sticker, probably like the sales sticker in the retail store, which is all in the photos and description, so hopefully the buyer is aware that that's what they're getting. They said they're going to grade it, so I'm going to make sure that I wrap this very, very well and put it in a cardboard box, because the last thing I want is just getting damaged or crushed in transit, and then I get in trouble and have to refund it. So that is a really, really nice sale. I paid 22 quid, sold for £175, so 150 profit minus some fees. So I reckon I'll end up with about £120 profit after all the deductions. So really, really, really happy with that sale. And it's still only Thursday, so there may be some more sales overnight. I have done a few listings this week, nothing major, but I have tried to make an effort to list a bit more stuff, because this month I haven't really listed much, and as a result the sales are low. They'll be low anyway because of January, but people are starting getting paid now. It's the end of the month, so payday is fast approaching, so hopefully this weekend we have a bit of a uptick in sales. But without further ado, I am going to go and get those wrapped now and get them posted. Hey guys, I just wanted to chime in throughout the video to say that we have hit 1,000 subscribers this week, and I'm absolutely over the moon. When I first started this channel, it was a massive confidence thing for me just to get a video out and see how people would react and how randomers would react. I was always very self-conscious of my appearance or my voice or how I sounded and how I came across in the videos. And I was honestly expecting some people to leave some hate comments and stuff like that, but actually it was nothing but supportive. And for the most part, I've had some really, really nice comments along the journey. Now, it's taken quite a while, but we finally got there, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you very much for watching week in, week out, and thank you so much for subscribing, whether you're a new subscriber or an old subscriber. I really, really appreciate the support. So thank you very, very much. Back to the video. Morning guys, it's now Sunday and it's time to show you the remaining sales for the week as well as the results and go over everything that I've made. So I made 3 more sales on Friday night, so I've been and picked them from a garage, and at some point I will start showing footage again in the garage. It's a bit messy, it's a bit disorganised as well, so I'm actually going to start paying my girlfriend and hiring her to go in the garage and organise it for me. So I'm going to pay her like a little small hourly wage and give her a bit of extra money, but also it's going to make it easier for me because I just don't have time and it just keeps getting busy and messy in there, and I can't really make videos in there when it looks the state that it does. So hopefully the garage is going to get organised enough soon that I can start recording some footage and maybe picking some orders and stuff like that. But at the moment I've just gone and picked them myself. So there's 3 to go through, 2 cheap ones and a fairly decent one. So let's get straight into those. So the first game that I sold was Cars International on the PlayStation 3. This is a fairly somewhat mid-range to not quite expensive PS3 game yet. This might be in the future, and this might go to sort of 25-30 quid. But at the moment, it's like a mid-range title. So the average game is between £1 and £5, maybe a tenner. This one went for £17.99. So I paid £12 for this from CEX, and I picked this up quite a while ago. Now I do already have this in the collection. I don't know if it was a condition upgrade or not, but I know this from experience. When I bought this game myself, it cost me about 15 or 20 quid. So I found this in CEX for, it might have been 10, but I think it was £12, and I flipped it for a bit of a profit. Now, after fees and postage, I'm probably going to make about 3 or 4 quid on that one, but games are nice and easy to list and post, so I really don't mind making minimal profit on video games. As long as there's a profit in it, it's always worth it to me. So yeah, that one's gone for £17.99. Now, the next one is an item, and then we've got a video game, so I'm going to do the video game next. The next sale is WWE All-Stars. Now, this is the $1 million pack. Not that it makes too much difference on price, as the DLC won't work anymore, but it is a cover variant for those that collect them. So I had this in my collection, and there was 2 copies when I went through the PS3 games last week. So this can be sold. So I listed this for £7.95 plus postage, and it's sold already, so I'm happy with that. So both of those games have gone for around about £25. So some of you may remember I made a video on some NECA figures that I picked up. I think there was about 11 or 12 in a bundle, and I paid roughly, I think, £14 per figure, and I sold those off for anywhere between £17, £18 for the lower end ones, and some of the more expensive ones have gone for upwards of £40, £50, £60. So I've made quite a lot of profit on that bundle, and there's just one left to sell, which has sold. So someone sent me an offer for this one for £45, and it is Leatherface in the Lady's Mask, I believe it's called, and he's got his little chainsaw. This is a custom stand, so this has no value to it. The person that bought it off made these himself, so these are little stands for the figures, and it also comes with a little hammer in the bag as well, which he holds. So those two have gone together, and that's gone for £45 plus postage. So I paid 14 for that, so nice bit of profit on that one. And that concludes all of the sales for the week. The only other thing that I want to go over is this bear has been returned. I sold this Christmas Eve, and I had a bit of drama with it. So it sold on Christmas Eve, and the woman didn't message me, say she needed it urgently, say it was for anything in particular. So the postage date for me was the 30th of December. I posted it on the 30th of December. It got to her, I think, on the 5th of January, and she messaged me to say that I needed this for the end of December, which I don't know why you would buy something on Christmas Eve for the end of December knowing that it's going to be bank holiday. But she said she wanted to return it, and she didn't go through the proper process of returning it how you should, via eBay, buying a label, printing it off, taking it to post office. So she posted it herself, and she said she'd posted it back. There was no update, no tracking, nothing. So I was a bit confused. I got in touch with eBay, and they basically said there's no further action to do, and they closed the case. She then opened up another case a couple of days later, and put that I had to return it because it was faulty, and I expressed to eBay for Business on Facebook that there was nothing wrong with the item. The woman just said that she wanted to return it because it didn't arrive in time, even though I posted it my end. I've got proof of delivery. eBay sided with me, closed the case immediately, and said no further actions required. I then got a message off of the lady saying that this has been posted, and I had a slip through the door, and I had to pay upgraded postage, so there was insufficient postage, and I had to pay £3.50. So I've got the item back. I sold this for £37. Now, I don't know if I need to refund the lady. eBay told me that no further action is required. I paid the £3.50 because I was curious to see what the item was, whether I'd get the item back, and it came back, and this is the bear. But it's now saying that I need to refund the buyer, which I understand. I've received the item back, but I had to pay £3.50 for that. So do I refund her and take £3.50 off to cover the postage and the fee that I had to pay? Or do I just not refund her at all? I really don't know. So I might have to message eBay again tomorrow. But that's a return, and that'll be going back up on my eBay store. And that is a Merry Thought bear from the 90s or early noughties, I believe. So it's quite an expensive bear, quite a collectible item. It's just a shame it's been returned. But that is everything for the week. I'm going to calculate all of the sales and round up all the figures, and we'll go through that now. So I'm going to get straight into the results, and I made 10 sales this week. So quite a small amount of sales, to be fair, but there's a few decent ones in there mixed in, especially that PlayStation game, as well as the NECA figure, which has helped boosted up the sales and the profits. So gross sales overall then was £338.34. The eBay fees was £25.11. The postage fees were £26.17. and the cost to buy was £71.50. So that leaves me with a nice net profit of £215.56. So very, very happy with that. It just goes to show that the volume of sales doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make more money or you're going to make less money. It just shows as long as you're selling the right type of items. Now, I did get lucky. If I didn't have the NECA figure that sold for £45, I didn't have that PlayStation game that sold for £175, then I'd be making very, very little profit this week. But you just got to keep listing, stay ahead, stay organised, get as much stock as you can listed on eBay, and at some point you'll get lucky and those high value items will sell. So one thing I will say is it does pay to hold out. So with that PlayStation 1 game, I listed that probably September time, maybe October time, and I listed it for quite a high price of about £200. Now I could have listed it for £150, I could have reduced it to £125 and then maybe £100 and it would have sold a lot quicker. But by waiting, I've got maximum price for that game, so I got £175. Now yes, I could have got £100 a lot sooner than I have, but by holding out, I've got the price that I'm very, very happy with. So I've got £175 for that, and same with that NECA figure. I listed that for a higher price, and I have reduced it over time, but I probably reduced it at a slower rate than I should have, and I could have sold that 6 months ago. I bought those a year ago, that's the last one to sell, but within the year I could have sold that if I'd have listed it for a lot less. So sometimes there's a borderline difference between being greedy and being patient. So if that PlayStation 1 game had lingered for too long, then yes, I would have reduced it, but it'd only been up about 3 months, so I thought I'm going to hold it out and wait. And someone sent an offer, and it goes to show that it does work if you just hold out and wait for the right buyer. That is everything for the week. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I do regular eBay reselling videos every week, and I also collect video games and do video game hunts and video game pickups and stuff like that. So if you are interested in gaming or eBay reselling, then please do subscribe to the channel. If you are a regular, please consider liking the video and comment down below. If there's anything in the video you want to talk about, or if you've got any questions you want to ask, then please drop it down below. Otherwise, I will see you on the next episode, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers.